What has your experience been like attending an HBCU?
My experience attending HBCU. When I first came to Johnson Smith, I had a cultural shock because I had never seen so many Latinos. It was it was comical, but yes, there were many Latinos. There were 20, which is not a big number, but it was more than what I was used to, and it has been amazing. It has the doors it has opened for me. It's just plentiful. I'm always a person who grows on things. Like when I hear the stories, the traditions, the history, just you feel like, you know what? I was supposed to be here. You know, things happen for a reason to a certain extent, so
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Is there any particular part of history that you've heard that made you feel that you should have gravitated to this place?
I learned the history afterwards, but one of the things I learned, and it's true for HBCUs, is that this school was founded with the help of the newly freed slaves. And I'm thinking about it. I was thinking about it the other day. I'm not part of that legacy. When people 50 years from now tell the story of HBCUs, particularly this one, they will say yes, it was founded in 19 or 1876, and the first people were free black slaves. And then they say, well, then in the early 2000s, Latinos started to come in, and I'm gonna be one of those Latinos that came to the universities. So I'm part of this legacy now. It. I don't think people can understand the concept of it, but I'm now part of the legacy of an HBCU.
So earlier you said that you had a cultural shock because you've never seen so many Latinos. Where did you grow up, and how did that affect you not seeing so many
Okay,
Latinos?
so I went to West Charlotte. West Charlotte was the second black school in Charlotte. The first closed down, and now it's administrative buildings. But West Charlotte was the second black school in Charlotte. Up into 2000, after the whole busing desegregation, it was about 50% black, 50% white. But when I went there, it, I guess, resegregated. So when I went there, West Charlotte was 90% black, and there were some Hmong, which is a ethnicity, an Asian ethnicity that predominantly from Vietnam, and there were Latinos. I was one of the few Latinos that was in AP classes and IB classes, and so I didn't see many Latinos. And I remember one incident, and it still bothers me, where I was walking from. It was during lunch. I was walking from one of my classes to another class, to the library, and there was a group of Latinos, and these Latinos, I did not associate with them because they weren't in any of my classes. They saw me as different. They saw that I guess, dressed differently, that I didn't like the same things that they liked. And I remember some of them looking at me and then snickering and just laughing. And that bothered me because they were, I guess they were my people, and here they are laughing at me. And so I guess I felt distance. I didn't go to other there are Latinos here who went to other Latinos who went to schools that were predominantly white or had Latino large Latino populations. I didn't have that. I went to a school where there were black students, and so coming to Johnson Smith, it's gonna be the same thing. So imagine me the first day. I walk into the uh, to registration, and I see, oh, it's a Latino student. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. And I automatically started talking to them. And that first group of Latino students, we're real close. We're really close now. And I never knew I was missing that experience, that there were other students who were making high grades, who were involved in the community, who were doing community service, and they were undocumented, just like me. And so the stories that we shared when we first met was just finally something I can relate to. I went to an HBCU to get my Latino experience.